Hey everybody, welcome back. Jodie King here. Welcome back to the Jodie King channel here on YouTube. I'm so glad you're here. One of the things that I get asked most often is, what does my schedule look like as a professional artist? And I'm always surprised by this because frankly, no 2 days are completely alike. But I find it fascinating as well. Whenever I talk to other professional artists, I'm always interested in what they do. I also found a chart on Pinterest one time that showed all of these famous artists and what their schedules were like. And oh my gosh, none of them were the same. And this was everything from writers to poets to visual artists to musicians, everybody. And no two schedules were the same. So I'll tell you about mine and you tell me about yours. How about that? Here's what I like to do. The first thing that happens when I wake up in the morning, and it can depend on if I set an alarm or not, which I don't usually like to, but I usually wake up around 7 or 8. So I wake up, first thing I do is I turn on the coffee because I'm not a barbarian and you don't even want to know what if I don't have coffee. It's not okay. The next thing I do is I feed my cats. Isn't my life exciting so far? Okay, the next thing I do, and I know, listen, this is not a what you should do. This is what I do, okay? Because I know what I should do at this point is not check my emails, but I can't help it. I do. So after I do that, I look at my phone. I need to get better. I look at my phone. I check to see what emails I have. And I check to see if anything's happening like that needs my immediate attention on social media or my immediate attention on emails. Once I decide that, okay, there's no fires I need to put out, everybody is perfectly okay without me, that's when I sit down and I meditate and I journal. And when I meditate and journal, I set intentions for the day. I do it every single day. I have my own little routine. And I will tell you that I feel like this is one of the most important things that I do. If I, for some reason or another, whether I'm traveling or my schedule gets thrown off and I don't do this and I start feeling off, that's usually the number one thing that I'm missing. So I do meditate and journal, or try to every day. Now from there, I'll either do one of two things. I'll either go work out, or I'll just dive right into the business side of the art business. So if I try to work out, I don't know, like 3-4 days a week, but if I'm not doing that, then I'll just dive straight in right after my meditating and journaling into the business side of the business. And what that helps for me to do is to get really grounded and before I jump into everything. Now, I have said this before, and I think some people find it surprising, but I do spend about 65 to 70% of my time on the business side of the art business, and the rest of the time creating. I wish it was flipped, and maybe one day it will be, but right now that's just the way it is. So people have said, all right, well, if you're gonna spend 65 to 70% of your time on the business, what the heck are you doing? What's the business? Well, I'll tell you. I get a lot of emails, so I'll answer emails on any number of things. Sometimes it's offers, sometimes it's questions, sometimes I know, just I like a million emails. So I'll also be writing copy for either emails that I'm sending out, or I might be writing copy to make my online courses better, or for my newsletter, so I'll also write copy. And then that's the time that I'll take to post to social media. I don't have somebody that posts to social media for me. It's all me. I know a lot of people have people in place that do that, but for me, it's my way of connecting with people. And I've said this before, I don't really think of Instagram and all that as having followers. I think of those followers as actually like real people. And so it's important for me that I connect to those real people personally. So that does take time though. The next things that I'll do is I have an online inventory management system. So I will either, if I've sold paintings, I'll have to mark those and to who they've gone to. If I've created new work, I'll have the photos and I'll be loading those photos along with the dimensions and the artwork, you know, different information about the artwork. I'll be emailing. I have a team that I work with, and oftentimes they'll load all of that stuff to my website, and I have to communicate with them in terms of what I need that done for that day. I will also communicate with them in regards to any sort of strategy or things that I want to launch or want to communicate to the people that are on my email list. I do a lot. The other thing that I do is on the business side of the art business is I have a private Facebook group that I communicate. I keep kind of office hours there, and so I will touch base in there and communicate, you know, or answer questions. So you can see that all of those things are, you know, in terms of the business side of my art business, can keep me very busy. In fact, I could probably do that 8 hours a day, but I make myself stop at a certain amount of time. At that point, I'll get ready to go to the studio. So I'll jump in the shower and get ready to head to the studio. Usually that's like around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. At that point, I'll head to the studio and I will get my creative thing on. So at that point, I'm really ready to get it done. So I usually paint, I don't know, like about 3 hours or 4 hours maybe if I'm super lucky, but usually, honestly, it's probably about 3 hours. I can keep going if I like, but usually I have things to do. And at this point, you've seen, do you have a social life? Is there anything you do for fun? Well, creating art is fun. But at that point, I leave the studio and then I head home or meet friends or whatnot. So that's what I do. That's my schedule. I know I have so many friends that are artists and they don't even get started until after they get home from their day job, and they'll create in the evenings. Sometimes people don't start creating till it's in the middle of the night. So I'd like to know what you do. What is your schedule like? Leave them in the comments below, and I think it's cool that we all know we can share our process. So I hope you like what you saw here today. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you another time. Peace out. Take care.